Right, everyone, welcome to the pre-market session. I'm gonna start in a second. So we have been all right. So welcome to April 29th pre-market session. In today's session, I'm going to talk about a ton of important events, economic events. I'm going to go over the earning calendar and I'm going to go over the economic calendar. I'm going to talk about a couple of interesting names on watch for the day. I want to start with going over what happened on S&P 500 yesterday. So yesterday we saw this rejection on S&P 500 and basically a slight pullback. S&P was flat, Nasdaq was relatively stronger, but overall flat. And the market basically paused after all of these recent new highs. On the semiconductor side, we saw profit taking and basically the pushback was very obvious on a lot of names like NVIDIA, like MU, or like AMD. We basically saw the rotation kind of is happening to a more cautious tone after this massive rally. On the oil side, WTI is trading right around this 101 level because of the geopolitical tensions in the Middle East, and there is an inflation risk, there is rate cut basically is at risk because of the whole inflation as a result of oil price. And energy sector is relatively stronger versus tech sector as of in the pre-market. A couple of very important events for the day. We have on the economic calendar side, we have FOMC scheduled at 2 p.m. today. This is FOMC announcement, and the expectation is to have no rate change, and we'll see what the focus will be. The market is waiting for Fed's tone on inflation and oil price, and the focus is basically is to see whether they will delay the rate cuts or there will be any hint of a hawkish shift on the Fed's tone. So this is the basically number one volatility catalyst for the day. That's the number one, the most important catalyst. The whole market is waiting for FOMC announcement. The whole market is just waiting for any kind of comment at 2 p.m. Okay, that's very, very clear. On the economic data side, we had housing starts, which had a strong demand signal, and the permits showed future slowdown signal, and also durable goods core was strong, which kind of showed a mixed economy. So on the earnings side, we had Seagate earning, STX, we had Robinhood, we had UPS and Coca-Cola yesterday, and we had Starbucks and Visa as well. Spotify as well, and Visa as well, and then Starbucks raised the outlook as well. So a couple of interesting tickers are basically they already reported earnings, and after close today, we have a bunch of important names. The Magnificent Seven. We have Microsoft, we have Amazon, Meta, Alphabet, even Ford and Qualcomm would be pretty interesting to watch. We have these giants earnings, and that would basically create a lot of volatility once the earnings are announced in the market. So we have a crazy heavy trading day today. So the key market narrative is market sensitivity to bad news and oil. The market is waiting for oil plus Fed decision to see whether we are able to see any sort of rate cut or we will not, and rate cut will be unchanged. And probably the focus for the day would be SPY, Qs, and the reaction to the news, reaction to FOMC, reaction to the earnings. So today, technically, you want to wait for the economic calendars. You want to wait for the news, and you want to wait for the catalyst to come out, and then decide about your whole trading decisions. Okay, so with that being said, let's start with checking out SPY. SPY is trading very close to all-time high after this massive rally, and now we are holding right at this 712.13, which is the previous all-time high. This is what we're seeing right now. Now, obviously, all the zones and levels that we will talk about might change at 2 p.m. because of FOMC. So you need to understand that the market probably will be just waiting for FOMC announcement, okay? And then the volatility will kick in, the direction will kick in, and you need to be prepared for that. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't trade until 2 p.m., but you need to be prepared. You need to manage your position sizing and have a clear expectations for your trading. So SPY around this 708 and 713 would be two key zones on SPY on watch. Obviously, this 716-ish level, which is the all-time high level, would be also a key area on watch on SPY. What we're seeing right now is seeing SPY holding and bouncing above moving averages, and clearly the demand is present. Okay. That's what we're seeing. Depending on FOMC, things may change. Qs held a little bit stronger yesterday, obviously, as you can see. We retested not technically the moving averages, but retested right around this 650 to 3-ish zone, and we bounced back up. Right now in the pre-market, what we're seeing is a pre-market level holding right around this 660.5. And the key area I want to watch would be around this 661 on QQQ, and then 666 all-time high would also be another key resistance zone on the Qs. To the downside, we had a retest down till 654 yesterday, and we bounced back up above that zone. So this whole demand zone technically held pretty well yesterday. So if I wanna have an area in the demand that I would like to watch, would be around this 654-ish level again. Let's talk about a couple of let's talk about Dow Jones. It's pretty flat. It needs to get out of this 420, 495, or maybe below this 489 level. SMH still strong after this pullback. It's bouncing back up, and AMD, NVIDIA, MU, all of these semiconductor names are kind of bouncing back up with like with the whole semiconductor sector. And right around this 499, 500 level on SMH would be interesting on watch. And right this 483 would be the key demand zone. With that being said, let's talk about a couple of individual tickers. Apple is slightly just like holding in this range. I want to see probably Apple either get below this 265 or above this 275 That's my preference on Apple. Tesla still holding in the same range it had been trading for the last 3-4 days after the earning, and I would like to see Tesla above this 385.86 or below this 365-ish level, so that we can get some sort of direction. If you are a reversal trader, there might be some reversal setups right around this resistance zone or about this demand zone. NVIDIA, as I said, with the semiconductor names, it's pushing back up higher. So the key areas before talking about NVIDIA, the key areas on Tesla would be again this 381 all the way up till this 386.7 as a key resistance, and the demand zone would be this 368 down till 365-ish area. I'm just updating the levels for the MTC as well. So NVIDIA, it's holding right at this 212 zone. So this 215 would be the next key basically resistance area that I would be watching. Obviously the all-time high is right at this 216.7, almost 217. So keep obviously that level on watch, and the after hour level hit this 218.7 as well. To the downside, we have this 208, almost 207, 208 as the key demand zone that it held actually yesterday on NVIDIA. Google hit all-time high, but the way it's holding, it's good that it's at least holding this whole zone, but it didn't really move really that strong at the all-time highs, and because of that, not really that interested in trading Google, especially the fact that its earning is basically after hour. But in case it gets out of this area, probably Google might be an interesting name on watch. Definitely depends on the earning right now, but all the levels that we talk about may totally fail and change after the earnings, so just be prepared for that. Yeah, because of the catalyst, because of the earning, the price can gap up, gap down, and don't really care about any of these levels. But we will go over some of these levels for you guys to just have some sort of clarity if you want to trade them. 346, 345 would be key demand zone on Google, and then we have this 353 as their main resistance, which is the all-time high. AMD is bouncing like NVIDIA, like SMH, like MU, and right around this 335-ish zones would be the key resistance area on watch. And yesterday, as you can see, it technically bounced right at this 310, 311 zone, so that would be the next level on watch on AMD as well. If you want to go a little bit more aggressive, you might want to try AMD below this 322 as well if you want to. So that could be also, and that could be also a very short, quick scalp setup on MU. Okay, with that being said, let's get to Meta. So Meta basically is rejecting this 200 SMA just constantly. At the same time, it's holding right above the moving average. So it's a really tight zone. And after the earning, which is basically today after market close, we're gonna get a clear direction. So probably nothing planned for Meta, but the key levels on watch would definitely be above this maybe 684 all the way up till this 690, 91, and then 650, maybe 651 would be the next key demand zones that I would be watching on Meta. Microsoft, again, it has earning after market close. It has been holding above this 412.13 demand zone very well, and this 430-33 resistance would be definitely on watch. PLTR, again, just consolidating, and its earning is going to be next week, but it's just like consolidating right around here. If it gets below this 139 level, that could definitely be interesting. 145 is the resistance area. MU, bounced back up really strongly in the pre-markets. It's just pushing all the way higher and hitting the all-time high again. So definitely this 531 would be the key level on watch on MU. And to the downside, obviously there might be some reversal setups here, but the demand zone would be right around this 495-ish area on MU, right? And finally, Amazon, it is trading at all-time high. It bounced above this 256.7 zone yesterday, and right now it's holding right around those areas. Obviously, the earning can change the whole setup and the technicals, but the key levels probably on watch would be this 261 level on Amazon, and then the demand zone would be probably this 256-ish on Amazon. Now let's talk about a couple of earning plays. Earning plays would be STX, Seagate. It had earning and it beat the guidance as well, the expectations and everything, and the all-time high is like right here at 607, and we are trading at all-time high, and the pre-market high level is around this 688 level. Okay, so definitely on watch for a potential gap fill setup or a potential continuation on STX, right? 686 definitely on watch, and to the downside we have, so STX 686, and then around 652 would be an interesting zone for a possible bounce, or in case of break we might feel this gap all the way at least down till 608 level. So probably an interesting name to watch. Starbucks also had it raised the outlook and had a pretty interesting earning. It gapped up, and zones are a little bit tough to trade here on Starbucks. As you can see, we have this whole zone and then this resistance area and then here. So it's a couple of layers of resistance, and historically it has been in this zone for a really long time. Now what happened in the pre-market, we pushed all the way higher, and we're holding right above this 101 level, or like 101 level on SPUX Starbucks. So that could give us some sort of opportunity, but just keep that in mind that we have a couple of other layers of resistance right above us. Now if we do push all the way higher and break out of this especially 104, 105 level, which is, I'm not sure it will happen right today, but if we do hold above these areas and close strong for the day, probably it can be a name on watch. So around 101 would be the key demand zone that I would like SPUX to hold, and this 100 probably 3 all the way up till 104.7 would be the key resistance areas on Starbucks. Visa had a solid earning, hit the 200 SMA, and it's rejecting it right now. Okay, so Visa again, it had been trading in this range for a really long time, and yeah, it's just holding right at these zones that are I just don't trade Visa really that much, but I will check it out for you guys if you want to trade it. So we just hit this resistance of around the 333, right? So this is a massive resistance zone, and we're just like rejecting it right now. So if that continues, probably we will have a whole gap to fill if this rejection continues and we see a reversal. The levels you want to keep on watch on the demand side would be 326 and 321. The rest of the Magnificent Seven, 4 of them would be reporting earning today, so that would probably be the highlight of the day, and also at 2 p.m. FOMC as well. With that being said, I'm gonna hop off and join the community. And if you guys want to join us and trade with MTC, check out metatradingclub.com or the descriptions below. I'm gonna see you in the next live pre-market session.